speaking do make it pretty difficult to skip it.
Oh yeah, Loco's really digging his own grave here.
Man.
Yeah, it's just gonna 12 pull now.
Okay, Loco, I just stole all of your intros. You can intro the players.
All right, spawning here in game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Playing with the red colors, we have Solar.
That wasn't very hyped.
You want me to do soO? I'll hype it up.
Yeah,
go ahead.
show
All right,
Loco.
give me soO.
Pretend
In the
it's the
bottom
grand
right,
finals.
in the blue, he is the Zerg player from Korea. It's soO!
I mean,
That's pretty hype.
I didn't hear
Did anyone in the crowd heart chant?
Nah.
Cheer?
Someone
Anything?
clap!
Nope, that doesn't work either.
Shit.
These are Germans.
You know, you feel like you just can demand things now. You're the main
also.
It's okay. We'll get them going once they've seen some sick ZvZ plays. As we do see Hatch, Gas, and Pool. See, look, this is the sort of prediction you should make, because then you'll never be wrong.
That one of them is going to go Hatch Gas Pool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty safe assumption.
Then Twitch chat's like, whoa, what?
Then you make smart comments like, for example, when you get +1 missile, Zerglings take 2 hits to
Whoa,
dive
you
out of
read
it.
that Reddit
Reddit
thread?
post? Yeah.
Oh, you
That's
guys
the way
are,
to do it.
you guys are officially professional casters.
I
I'm
don't know
so
about
proud.
that.
So proud of you guys. You've grown up so much.
Thank you, Wardy.
So,
Aren't we both older than you?
probably.
I think so.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Wardy, you're like a 19, right?
Yeah.
19?
Yeah.
Yeah, give or take. What should we do some predictions? I feel like we
We
haven't
haven't done
talked.
predictions at all.
Maybe there's a good reason.
Because we're not very good at it.
Okay,
Actually, this is a
predict.
really difficult one to predict, though. So we saw soO losing 3-0 against Cero earlier today.
Yeah.
That was a really dominant series from Cero. He just played a little bit better.
But
Solar, though, has been doing really well lately in general.
But he lost to Laser 2-3.
Yeah.
But it was a very different series. Like they played 5 games in the time that like Cyril and soO played 2 games.
Right.
Laser
So-
also really cheesy in that series. He went for like an early pool once. He was doing
Yeah.
a lot of like free base cutting gas, going for roach timings. I don't think we'll see as much of that coming in this series. I think it will probably be a little bit more standard, a little bit more steady.
Okay, give us a score.
3-1 to soO.
Loco. Oh, you're so right.
I'm going
It's a pain in
3-1
the-
Solar.
3-1 Solar. I'm going to say 3-2 soO.
Wow. All right, guys.
What's the bet? Drinks?
You fan the other guys.
I was going to say, that's more just
Whoever-
fan me, but like,
Let's talk about
get
things
one of
we
those
actually...
paper plates from downstairs and
That's
just
what
fan
we've been
us.
doing. Whoever wins gets to go in the B studio for a while.
The 18 degrees.
Yeah, with that aircon.
All right, so all seriousness, the ZvZ is getting started up. The first couple minutes are pretty slow. Pretty fast third hatch from either side, as we're going into a little bit of Ling Bane. Already the Evo chamber at the front, though, here from Solar, so that is a little bit faster than anything soO is going for on his side. And there it is, a lair from soO pretty quickly. Now, this is a large map, so things like Fast Mutalists can definitely be a way to play.
Yeah, there's a variety of ways you can play this right now, right? Like, a lot of people do still like sitting back and going for that Roach Ravager ball here initially. Muta play, not as common, but it's starting to make a bit of a comeback, right? I guess on maps like this, it's pretty difficult to push across the map if you scout that it's Mutas. Shoving with Roaches just takes a long time, because the units take a long time before. I guess the mineral patches in the center are mined away.
I'd love to see like a proper Risky build and one of them just go Lurkers. This map is so good for it. You've got a channel, you know, Risky's been in Korea. They've been playing against him, I'm sure. Let's get frisky for Risky in the series. And
I don't know, man. I don't know if Solar and soO
I
are
was
high enough
gonna say.
MMR.
No, true.
I'm pretty sure these guys will face off against each other all day, every day.
Yeah, Risky is the next level, man.
Do you think they practice regularly with each other?
Solar and
These
soO?
two? Yeah. Because they're right around the same skill level, right? Like, there's only so many people you can practice against
I think a
if
lot
you're
of
at the
people...
tippity top.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in Korea really do just ladder like way more than we give credit for, unless they have like GSL like semi-finals and stuff coming up.
Spire has gone down for soO. Sorry to interrupt you there, mate. And we do
alright,
have
mate.
the Roach Warren for Solar.
This is becoming very British. I need to start mixing in
Yo,
every
sorry,
once in a
mate.
while as well.
You're all right, mate.
Oi,
No
lads.
bother. No worries.
Oh, that's too northern, mate.
Yeah, I know.
I'm southern, come on.
People always call me out. They're like, you don't sound northern. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
What?
well. That you should.
What?
That's because you don't hear me actually talking northern.
How did I do? I felt like I did quite well.
Yeah, What? That's pretty good.
Oh, that
That's
was
pretty
you?
good. Yeah,
That's
that
what I
was
do.
I nailed it.
Oh my god.
Loco. So I'm the
I know.
budget Wardy and Loco's the budget Grant. And you could be the budget Loco. Now we've got a weird love triangle.
Hello, my name is Loco. I'm already smiling. Didn't
Wow.
forget.
Wow.
YouTube video.
So many shots being fired.
That's not
today,
shots
guys.
being fired. That's
Wardy gets a little bit
That's-
warm, the temperature of the venue goes up, and Wardy starts firing shots.
That's not shots being fired. That shows I listen to all of your YouTube videos.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you know how it is.
That's good. Both players, by the way, going Spire and Roaches here.
But I much prefer it for... I kind of like it for soO, right? His Spire's that bit faster. And so, well, he isn't actually making mutas, which kind of takes away anything that means. But I don't know. I still kind of like him more for soO, right? He's getting +1 missiles as well. So if it does come down to Roaches, he's ahead in that regard. And then if it comes to mutas, he isn't necessarily behind either, right? So soO maybe isn't making use of that earlier Spire, but he has it up, so he could respond potentially.
He's not mining as much gas, though, and that's a bit of a tricky thing. I mean, in ZvZ, when you're going muta versus muta, it's all about the gas count. I don't know if they want to stick on Mutalisk for too long.
Yeah.
But there's this weird moment when you both realize, hey, we're both going mutas. I guess I'll get armor upgrades then. So that's right here, right now, for soO. Does he decide to go for any upgrades right now in the Spire? That's the question.
I wonder if soO was even planning on making too many more mutas, right? Because he isn't mining 6 gases. It feels like he is very focused on the Roaches. Okay, he goes,
right now.
goes attack upgrades. Ooh. I wonder if that's because he thinks he's going to force a lot of Roaches with this attack, and then he wants to be, use the mutas to clean up, and maybe doesn't expect many mutas out of solar for a little while.
Decent concave here for soO on the top of the ramp, but the reinforcements are going to need to come in to hold this. He does push soO back. Decent fight there for solar. He is up a few drones, and he was up 10 for a good minute there, so his economy is rocking. You can see he's mining a few hundred minerals extra there, a little bit more gas.
Saving them, though. So there's a scout inside of the main base. Did that Overseer see the Spire?
That doesn't help.
Mapu says no.
Thank you, Mapu.
Thanks,
Did he?
Mapu.
So yeah, I guess he doesn't really.
Yeah, he's
quite
actually
know.
trying to hide him. So he's hiding the Mutalisk right now with the
He's doing
Overseer.
a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
This
He should
muta
have
spawned
known
just
one
as
of them
it's left.
spawned, though, right?
That was,
No, I think he left just in time.
Oh my god.
that was planned.
He's actually just saving up mass muta right now. So there's a couple
Yeah.
Corruptors coming, so I think Solar
okay, I
knows
think
what's
Solar
up.
knows.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no way to go Corruptors. That's such a weird situation already, though, because this is very uncommon.
Well, you say that, but I feel like the person who does this a lot is Solar. Dark was the first player I ever saw doing it at Katowice in 2018, I think. And it actually, it's kind of like come back a little bit. Like, you're right, it's not common, but it has been seen before, and it's surprisingly effective because the Corruptors can kind of just say, no, mutas, you don't fight here today, and then they kind of get pushed back, and then later on, Corruptors actually become very good with that Caustic Spray, and you kind of almost force Hydralisks just to you can turn the Corruptors ban. So it becomes a bit of a weird scenario as soO is just looking around the map of these mutas, but still really hasn't found much. An Overseer from Solar looking for another scout heading in from the left-hand side.
Both players start to sneak in a few drones as well. Want to get closer to those mid-70s, maybe early 80s range, really get that late-game composition building. Who you feeling right now, Loco? Anything standing out to you? We do have those better upgrades for soO.
Yeah, oftentimes Zerg vs. Zerg especially is kind of decided by the upgrades, right? So I wouldn't mind seeing soO starting to harass a little bit more. I think he probably still assumes his opponent doesn't really realize until right now he saw the Corruptors. And he's going to start moving around. Now, the thing is, obviously, yes, the Corruptors do counter the mutas, but they're so much slower, right? They're not going to have an easy time catching up. And just killing a gas right here is huge. He actually starts up his own Corruptors right now as a response as well. And that's when that upgrade becomes really helpful. This is an odd game of ZvZ. Like, this is not something we see very regularly.
It's strange to completely skip that Ling Bane stage. There was really next to no Roach Wars. We're just going into Muta versus Corruptor.
It's literally now Corruptor versus Corruptor.
Yeah.
This is actually stupid. I'm just going to go out there and say it.
Is anyone brave enough to mix in, like, for example, an Infestor? Are you ever going to see, like, a Viper transition? I mean, obviously, ideally, Vipers would be amazing, but this becomes a very complicated game to play. Generally speaking, Carapace upgrades are considered to be superior just because you deal... you get more armor for every single bounce of the muta,
But is that still true if you have Corruptors in play as well?
yeah, I'm not sure what the math is at that point.
Yeah, can we get some mathematics done on this Corruptor versus Corruptor wars right now?
What do you think about even the transition to Hydralisks? +2 range weapons. It's just not doing anything right now. The Queen's sure, but apart from that, this +2 just it seems to be going kind of to waste.
Well, I think there's eventually you need those upgrades, right? Because you're still also fighting a ground army, and there is probably a stage where you're like, oh, I'm going to make some more units to keep fighting on the ground. soO right now is just being pushed away. I feel like soO's just been that little bit behind for a while here as he goes in
nice
for that fight.
micro.
soO just doesn't have the numbers on the ground at all, by the way, but he does have the mutas if he can win the skies initially. So the mutas and Corruptors going up against each other. Now the mutas going to turn around. They're going to start talking down the Ravagers.
That was a big set of corrosive vials.
Solar taking a 20 supply lead there. Is starting to even out as reinforcements come in, but 24 Lings being produced by soO, and I feel like that's a bit of a panic move, no?
He just has so many minerals and no gas at all.
Yeah.
So Honestly, a few Lings might not do that badly as so's continuing to push him back. I feel like on any other map, a few Lings like this actually wouldn't be that bad because you just run them to a base, right? But on this map, you're literally just going to run headfirst into that army because there's just no counter-attack pathways available, so it's pretty tough.
The muta production continuing here for soO. soO making Corruptors and now getting that +1 air weapons. Both players sticking to what they've been doing so far, and I just feel like it's going...
Yeah. This is a big deal, though. So soO is actually moving up right now towards Hive Tech. Getting like 1 or 2 Vipers against Mutalisk is absolutely massive. It takes 1 Parasitic Bomb. So Parasitic Bomb deals 120 damage. Mutas, if I'm not mistaken, have 120 life.
This is such a... I don't even know what's going on in this fight. I mean, Corruptors are kind of killing each other very slowly.
The Mutalisk count seems really low, actually. There's only like 5 or 6 left.
He's been losing a lot, and I think soO kind of wins out in the skies, kind of. It's still pretty close.
So do you switch towards Hydralisk here, especially if you have +2 missile? It might not be a bad idea,
that's
right?
That's what I feel like could be the best option. We're not seeing any Hydras coming in just yet. Is there even a Hydra Den down?
so's literally making more mutas than Corruptors. I feel like a Hydra Den, though, right? It takes so long to come online. You need a Hydra Den, you need to get the upgrades, and that's the real issue as well. Like, soO's snuck out a Hive here, and even then, he's like so drained for cash, and he affords 1 Viper, right? That's all he can get off of this
1
Hive.
Viper in a dream, man.
But I mean, 1 Viper is very, very good, right? But imagine trying to invest into Hydras. You need so many of them to be effective. So I think it's just a little bit too tough as... Again, like, I think soO just like bit of a better economy throughout. He seems to have had some better fights, and seems like he kind of has the edge. The resources lost is pretty even overall.
Both players very gas-starved right now as well. They're mining a lot, but it's all going into these Corruptors and Mutas. They're not, as Loco said, able to transition into those Hive-Tech units. No Infestors, be it not Hive-Tech. Very, very few Vipers. And those are the units that could really make a difference here. If one of these players can just take a good enough fight to have some time, I feel like that can make a big difference.
Yeah, so soO is actually going to go back right now to watch Roach play. Obviously, the thing is, right, if your opponent has so many Corruptors and so many Vipers, yeah, they can kill your Mutalisk, but they're not particularly great at obviously killing the rest of the ground army. So there's this really weird dynamic between ground units, the Mutas, and Corruptors.
Yeah.
Vipers, though, 1 Parasitic Bomb, right? Mutas have a tendency to clump up together. 1 Parasitic Bomb could be a game changer. Oh, he's looking for it. There we go, massive. Whoa, he actually goes for the Corruptors.
Yeah, they are taking a lot of DPS here, but...
There's one on the Mutalisk as well, though. So actually, oh my god, the Mutas are dying.
God.
Oh, soO just lost so much. The Parasitic Bombs are just not responding to very well. He is kind of winning on the ground for a moment or 2 here. But now if soO wants to, if he wins the air fight, soO can make Mutalisk, and then he will kill the ground army in a very weird turn of events. so's just lost way too much. What is he just rebuilt? 33 Roaches?
Ooh.
That's kind of funny, because now you might just say your Corruptors actually mean nothing to me.
You know what's funny? This is one of those games where it's all about the gas count, right? The more gas you could get, the more Mutas would be helpful as well. I kind of wish we saw some of these rich Vespian guys just coming into play as well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of use for those in ZvZ, but it would be pretty cool. I feel like this would be one of the situations where it would be really good.
And I actually really do like this from soO. From soO even. He made 40 Roaches at once. And soO just seems a little bit unprepared.
Yeah, these Roaches are just going to crush through. And I mean, the thing is with the Corruptors, they can be very annoying going to counterattack. And
they're not doing anything right now.
Spraying things down. But yeah, right now they're doing absolutely nothing. So soO is winning out on the ground. Now the Corruptors are going to cross the map. The 3 Queens are going to do very little over time, but I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is those Corruptors have nothing else to do other than to dive a base, so that's exactly what
you
all the Overlords.
Kill like 1 million Overlords. Yeah, the Overlords are all hanging out in the same area. These Queens, yeah, they deal some damage, but it's going to take them a very long time.
God,
so soO instead decides to shove forward.
Sees the fly block, and these Roaches of soO pressing forward still. Feels like soO has obviously had some time to respond to this now, but the flanking Roach is going to hit the Ravagers. Ravagers going down pretty quickly here for soO, and that may be soO's opportunity, but he still can't rebuild any Roaches.
Dude, he's losing so many Overlords. Like this is like a
he's at 58 supply at the moment. Oh my god, that's crazy.
He's trying to rebuild them, but his only anti-air right now is really coming from Queens, and the Queens just take far too long to kill them.
Oh my god, I can't believe that the Corruptors are going to win this game by killing the Overlords. It's not over yet. These Roach numbers are still very good for soO, and he's still pressing up in towards the base. Drones are even being pulled into this now. I mean, if soO never loses these Roaches in this fight, then maybe there's a way. He's making Roaches again now, so he got on supply block for just a little while. But it looks like soO does have enough to clean this up, and that should be the end of soO's chances in this game, because these Corruptors are still around.
He's been killing Overlords left and right.
How many Overlords have been lost, Mafu? Go on.
20.
Oh my god. Where's a laser when you need him?
This is the game Laser has been preparing for all this time.
Yeah.
It's like literally 2,000 minerals.
Yeah, no, it's massive. And it's honestly like,
21.
it's a massive
2001.
Oh my god, 22. I can't count my child, guys. I hope he stops.
Yeah, this is where your education ends. If you're like, you know what, 22.
Man, I'm going to run out of fingers and toes in a second.
How many have you got?
Oh, shit.
And this is like, dude, like queens just don't cut it. What's the armor upgrades on these mutas? Is it +2 or +1? Or all these corruptors, rather, sorry. It's +1, okay.
+1.
Dude, it's insane, though, how long it takes for these queens to kill a corruptor. It's not something you see very often.
Yeah. You know what we need? We need queens to have 20 range.
soO currently has 3,200 gas, Loco.
That's literally because he spent like 2,500 minerals on overlords, right? If he, no, it actually is. Like, if that wasn't the case, he'd have so many roaches and so many ravagers. Like, he'd be maxed out.
Do you not think it's a good idea right now, though, for Solar to start making a switch towards mutas himself?
No, because well, I mean, I think he's just got so many roaches, anyways, right?
I mean, he's up.
I just don't think there's any need to, because I think he sees the army because the corruptors are around. So I think he just knows he can just build roach ravagers.
What about, since he's at Hive Tech, what about like Brute Lords? Brute Lords would be really nice
to make
as
these
well,
corruptors.
right?
Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a Greater Spire start. I don't think he needs it to end this game,
Right.
but like, it makes sense, right? It doesn't cost you too much money, considering you already have corruptors on the map.
Oh no! Look at all these overlords.
Dude, I almost want to see a parasitic bomb on Overlords. I don't know what the math is.
I mean,
Does anyone?
I think it's something like it dies.
Oh my god, he's abducting Ravages right now.
GG.
You know the game is pretty much at an end. GG, well played right there. Really cool game. Zerg versus Zerg, best mirror matchup.
No.
Oh, come on. That was
Protoss
awesome.
versus Protoss. I love it, man.
Yeah, I also love it when they proxy Stargates and all in.
I love it when they put a pylon down and pretend to proxy it.
Yeah. Oh, so many mind games. Really good matchup there. I think the Overlords going down was the key. That was absolutely disgusting play. Out of Solar to do that. I feel a bit dirty watching him do it. Like, I feel like he needs to go and apologize now for killing that many Overlords. It was...
Do you think soO's ever lost that many Overlords in such a short time frame before?
No.
Yeah, you can notice though, like, a lot of pro gamers are very, very good when it comes to playing the strategies and against the builds they've seen 1,000 times. But in this game, soO just didn't really realize exactly what like the correct response was, right? Like he tried making Overlords once again, and he sort of rallied those in. It was clear that he was playing in a bit of a panic mode there.
I think in the end, the mutas, he kept building mutas.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird, right? Because I think he kept building mutas because it felt like it was his only hope. But then, because he was kind of a bit behind in general, I think. You know, he wasn't really winning the fight, so he kind of made mutas so he could kind of get rid of the Grand Army too. But corruptors are actually really good against mutalists. Like, the mutas just don't do any damage at all. It doesn't matter how much those glaives bounce. So eventually, like, the corruptors run out in the sky, and you might think, like, I think soO did the right thing at that point, massing roaches and being like, well, you don't have a ground army. But yeah, the corruptors actually did the one thing that they really could do to hurt soO there.
Yeah.
Because imagine soO actually just remaxed on roaches because it was so close on the other side. Imagine he can remax on roaches because he didn't have to rebuild overlords and he actually had the supply to build roaches. Probably wins the game, I think.
Yeah, I've not seen a game like that in a very long time.
Yeah, super crazy.
Super cool. It's this weird thing, right? Like, a lot of people like to counter Mutalisk using either Hydralisk or Queens or something along those lines, but Corruptors obviously are a good choice as well. And I think in this game, they both just sort of realized, hey, wait a second. We're both making a Spire. I'm not going to cancel it. You're not going to cancel it. Let's go.
Oh, El Corte Zerg.
You recognize the map name already? Now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Turbo Cruise 84.
This map has so many cool things around the sides of it, like little posters and stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, like map decorations in general.
They've gotten really so good over the last couple of seasons.
Do you remember Acolyte? Acolyte Ellie was beautiful. No. It's just that I couldn't see my own units.
Okay. I was gonna say
they were so beautiful and gloomy that I couldn't differentiate which units were mine and my opponent.
I was going to say, no one remembers Acolyte because you couldn't see anything on it, right? Like,
it was pretty dope.
It's like every best of 3 series, suddenly there's just like a 20-minute gap when apparently a game's being played. All right. Okay. We've got to do intros again because we've got to hype this up.
All right. You want me to do the first one?
Yeah, give Loco something to beat.
All right, okay. In the top right, playing for Triumphant Song Gaming, he is the Korean Zerg player in the red. It's Solar.
Not bad.
Wow.
Do you think you can beat that, Loco?
Nah, I'm okay, man. His opponent in the opposite corner, in blue, currently 1-0 behind, is soO.
That rhymed, though.
Yeah, you need like
Blue and soO? Wow, missed opportunity
You
there.
win.
Wow.
You need the Maynard passion, man. You just like, soO!
Wow.
I can do it, but I don't have much voice left.
It's
in the
much
D
easier
string.
to do when it's a 2-syllable name, though.
Yeah.
Really? You think?
Solar. Like, that's way easier.
Because soO, you just scream. You let out everything. You
Yes.
just commit.
That's like your whole commentary. It's just
Yeah.
that one burst of power.
Burst your voice.
4.5 minutes in, the 12 pool versus 12 pools being insane, and you're just like, ooh. And then GG's like, GG. And you start up again. Into the ad break.
We have some hatch gas pull.
Wow.
Cal surprise.
Wow. I can't believe it.
Me neither.
In fairness, on this map, even though the slow zones are there, 12 pool is still a fairly popular choice because it's still a pretty quick route across the map. So, I mean, obviously Hatchcast pool is very common. The fact that it's obviously not a pool first or 12 pool means that you're basically going to see Hatchcast pools. So,
You think Maynard Doe has the best introductions? I think so.
Maynard, yeah, for sure.
maybe like Tasteless in a GSL final.
Yeah.
He like levels up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Tasteless, he grows like the further you get to the finals, the more hyped up he gets.
Man, I don't know how Maynard does that. I just did like a half-assed impression. I already just want to cough my like for like. I'm over. My throat's already dying.
I think Maynard kills it though.
I'd love to see Maynard introduce Nasty and see if he can out Tasteless. That would be.
Well, I guess in the GSL Codes they don't really do player introductions anymore.
No, they don't. You're right.
I guess like okay, BlizzCon finals then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Baneling Nest down for both
Barbecue
these
and
players. It's almost like Loco's good at these predictions.
I know. I said Baneling Nest, guys, and
So far, you're 4 for 4.
You should try playing Zerg, man. You seem to know that.
so basically Banelings are good against these units called Zerglings.
No, really?
Yeah,
Nah.
I like to make Banelings against roaches.
that explains that. I have no further questions.
So that's why Solar beat you in the GSL qualifiers?
No, the problem there was I picked Terran.
Oh, did you 2-rax him?
Tried to make Banelings.
What did you do?
What
Did you try macro?
did I do? I did a 2-1-1 Hell Battle in,
Okay.
and I did a. You don't want to know.
Proxy battle.
It's not worth talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Solar's actually going +1 melee this time around. It's a bit of a tricky build. Some of the programmers do like going for this, especially when they're 1-0 ahead. So essentially what this is going to be is one big Zergling flood. But +1 melee, Zerglings just die so much quicker. Unupgraded Zerglings versus +1 upgrades, it's huge. Obviously it's a bit of a commitment though, because the +1 does not help out in the mid game.
Yeah, it's something that you mean.
Nice control there as well, actually. It was really nice.
Yeah, it probably means that we're going to see like a lot of Ling Bane going on from Solo as well, like maybe even into Muta Ling Bane. Right, he's going to find himself a queen. That's already a great start for Solo because it means so much less for soO to defend with as more and more Lings are being made. soO trying to get a Roach rolling up now. The problem is the first few Roaches still aren't that great against these Lings because of the wraparound. A full surround goes a long way.
soO currently ahead worker-wise. That's a big deal. If he manages to continue mining more. Oh, that was
nice
a good
hit.
detonation. Yeah, if he trades well and he mines more, he's going to obviously be able to overpower this eventually. But +1 melee can make a huge difference. Now, these two queens, though, they're on Bane sniping duty, right? They've been doing a
pretty
great
well.
job.
He's going to run to the left side. Another nice Baneling from soO. I mean, soO's doing this off of a 10 worker lead. If he keeps it up, and I think he's on that point where he's very nearly able to fully defend this. Obviously, when +1 melee finishes, it's going to get a little bit tough. But +1 melee is not going to save you against Banelings, although soO out of Banelings at the moment. And actually, that could be a bit costly. He's making 5 Roaches instead. So this is the real kind of moment where we figure it all out. A Baneling on the right side just finishes Queens. Continue to snipe down. Transfusions traded. Oh, that Queen going down.
There's this weird moment where Zerglings can actually easily counter Roaches, especially with +1.
Yeah.
So he needs to continue making a couple of Banelings at least, which is exactly what he's doing. Obviously, the one on natural is going to help out tremendously, but sniping the third base would already be quite a bit of damage. +1 is done right at this point. See how this goes.
I really like the Roaches hiding behind the Evo chambers there. Just don't give any surface area.
Yeah.
Baneling's not going to be able to do too much here for Solar. The Lings.
Nice Ravager more on the top.
Yeah.
The difference right now in economy is so obvious,
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just see that there's more income right here for soO. He's just making a lot more units. It doesn't matter if it's Muta or Zerglings right now or Roaches. He just simply has a lot more income and just more stuff.
These Roaches were kind of just at the right time for soO, right? It's always risky to make those first few Roaches because they can be that transition that kills you. But now soO is in such a good position, right? The economy difference, the Roach number is now insane. Look at that income. That is beautiful if you're a soO fan.
And soO, he can't transition out of this. He has no choice. He has to just keep going and hope. Got a lot of lings, a lot of banes. Actually, a really good wraparound here, but the roach is coming from the left-hand side. Now going to start to pick up some baneling. Yeah. The queens on snipe duty have been so good in this game. And GG! soO picks up a map in this best of 5.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
This is one of the reasons why these kind of builds are not super popular at the highest level. The thing is, with good micro, you can actually hold on quite comfortably because you pretty much always find yourself in an economic advantage. And that's basically what happened there for soO, right? He just simply microed really well, didn't lose too much, used those queens defensively. And eventually, he just had way more just stuff, right? Doesn't matter if it's roaches, zerglings, banelings. I mean, even spine crawlers, they would do quite well.
So you know what's great now? One of your predictions is about to die.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. See, that's why you pick 3-2. You stay alive the longer.
Wow. But maybe I'm right.
Well, maybe, yeah, you could be right overall, but like that means I'm like a guaranteed second.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily a big fan right there of that build, though, by soO.
No,
it's a good build. It works quite well.
Like,
I'm not sure about it on that map either.
It's one of those things, though, where it's such like a small difference where like it only takes soO to just make those roaches a bit too late, right? And suddenly they pop out and get surrounded instantly, right? And then soO suddenly makes it look really good. But I think like soO from the start defended so well. There was a few too many banelings from soO that connected really well, and soO just lost that link count a little bit, and from there it became really problematic.
We will be getting into game 3
I'm
very
so
shortly.
confused. Grant is like pointing excitedly at Twitch chat. I'm like, dude, it's Twitch chat. Like, I don't get it.
One of those messages have proper cracked me up.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
Let's see. Grant's really
I saw
funny.
the
That's
one you
right.
meant.
That's a good one.
Oh, thank you. It's actually me on my phone, like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. Spooked.
Why did I say spooked?
I don't know why I said spooked.
Just so everyone in the chat can repeat. Spooked.
Spooked. I'm spooked too.
Alrighty, so here we go. Bottom right-hand corner, game number 3. We have none other than soO.
Wow, you stole my hype intro.
You want to do the other one?
This one.
I'm not feeling
Do you
it.
really like? So here's the thing, right? We're kind of used to doing introductions every single game.
Yeah.
Do you still do them? But like when you're streaming, do you still do player introductions every single map?
Depends how sidetracked I get.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because I always kind of feel like in game number 2, like you know who's still playing, right? Like
Sometimes I get to like the 9.5 minute mark and I'm like, oh, by the way, soO's in the top left, so you know. No, I guess I do them just because it's like the regularity sort of thing.
You've got 2.5 minutes to fill before anything happens every game, really. Let's face it.
Yeah.
So.
No, Mappy, we're not going to introduce him. We're done. Okay, in the top
Mapu.
left-hand side.
Oh my god.
No, I'm done, Mappy. I'm kidding.
soO.
Oh, he called my bluff, man. He didn't go back.
Mapu, just do it yourself, man.
Yeah, Mappy, you scream the map intro. Type it out for us.
All right, good job.
Okay, here we go. Oh, man, that was a good one.
Do the spin.
Yeah, where's the spin?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, my God. Our observer's so bad today, man.
Oh, man.
Are you
Mapu's
kidding
been
me?
killing it. For those of you
Yeah,
unfamiliar,
he really is.
he has been doing this all day, every day. We get to sit some time away as well, but he's been observing every single game on the main
Speak
stream.
for yourself.
Well, I mean, okay, I guess you've been observing as well on the B stream, but
Yeah,
like...
you've also been like 10 degrees cold, like.
Yeah, it is true. And a lot more waters in that room as well.
You know what? Like the thing is as well, Mappy is the MVP because he has to sit in production, and it
is twice as
in-
hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's mental.
Mappy probably has no clothes on, and that's just like accepted. It's like this is completely normal.
Jury.
Fury. Good job, Mapu. Great observer. English.
Yeah, we
We're
figured
still
it.
working on that. We're still teaching.
I'm glad he fixed that. I was really confused as to what he was trying to say.
Yeah. Mapu observing games butt naked. He's got these fans pointed everywhere though, so it's all good.
Just surrounded by them. That VR machine, he's inside that with just fans everywhere.
Oh. This is a nice slow opening again, going up to the 3 bases apiece. So, as Grant said, nothing happens for 2.5 minutes. Yes, soO has mined gas a little bit faster, but has now pulled out to 2. So is soO. So soO just has like 20 more gas. Nothing too crazy. Looks like they both just went back up to 3 in gas. So, yeah, nothing too crazy at all. Mirrored builds here on King's Cove. A little bit of aggression. Solo with 4 lings, but soO's got his own lings on the way over. Should be fine. Solo with that 1 worker lead, amazing. He loses it. It's play-by-play to the next
I
level.
was gonna say proper play. He makes a baneling nest, and then another drone.
His overlord is still flying to the top left-hand side.
Yeah, you can cast ZvZs from the just knowing the map name and then looking at the production tab for the first 4 minutes. That's usually kind of how it goes. Loco, I've got a question. Says someone, Mapu, is he Maru's half brother?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
If you, like, literally as well, you don't even have to change the letter. You just, like, rub a little bit of the P away, mix an R.
Yes, you're right.
That's actually insane.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
What a
Have
cute.
you ever seen Mapu and Maru in the same place?
I've
No.
never. No.
Then maybe they're not
Oh.
even half-brothers. Maybe they're the same person.
Oh my god. This is why
Game changer.
Maru performs so badly at offline weekend events. Because he has to observe the other half of the time.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Mind is blown right now. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Which
What, in
side
the
is
game?
up?
Me neither.
Whoa. I didn't
No.
know. He didn't know either?
I feel like you should probably know who you are. But you know what, Mapu? We're here for you.
+1 on the Evo chamber here as soO going to be the first to get in towards those upgrades, nice and quick towards the roaches as we see a single Zerglin of his looking for info. Of course, it's a spore crawler. That, what, 18 minerals wasted?
18 minerals.
Beautiful.
The thing that really upsets me is I don't like when the mineral numbers are like not in 5.
I was going to say, I bet someone's really triggered now.
You guys get triggered from that? You need to have it in
I've actually never noticed it in my life. But
Don't you cast like
This is gonna
100 hours a week?
this is the
It's
first
gonna
time
be
I've
here
seen
for
it.
like the rest of the game as well.
Yeah, now
it
I
never
can't stop
gets
looking
fixed.
at it.
Whoa. You think that's the reason why some people don't cancel buildings? Just because
Yes.
it's not just
They just let it die.
They only cancel buildings that gives
Yeah.
them a perfect 5 back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can cancel like a hatchery. That's cool.
Yeah.
Pylon's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 50 back. Right?
Sure.
Sure.
Why
You've
not?
got a
Okay,
Protoss
50 back
tattoo,
from
so
what?
I believe you.
Cancelling a pylon.
The pylon, you get 25 back.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. I should know this. All I do is cannon rush.
I told you, man, it's hands and toes.
Oh yeah,
You
you're
just
pretty
times
good.
them by 5 or something.
I haven't learnt to count yet. I'm still in school back in England.
Typical British
Yeah, education.
British education, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going real well.
You learned how to count to 22.
Yeah.
He's up to 75 right now. He's going well, guys. I'm impressed.
He's up to 75. He's only using, 4 of his hands already.
What do you guys think of the wall at the top of the ramp here?
I think it walls things off.
Yeah, it's looking pretty
Nice.
complete.
It's actually, it's a similar idea to what soO has done. It is interesting, right? Because it does lose... I kind of like it, because it just stops run-bys in that direction. Obviously, you lose maybe a bit of reinforcement speed. But in general, it just means now all he has to do is sit on that 4th base, and as long as he sits like to the right side of it, you can defend everything. So I kind of like it. Like, it has a couple negatives, but I think it works.
No, I agree. I think it's actually nice. Because later on, especially with like Zergling run-bys and whatnot,
Yeah.
at some point, like Zerglings become kind of pointless and they may run into the natural. It's quite clever. If you go for the quick creep tumor anyway, may as well.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Nemetas Carapace here already. It's actually quite
Solo
early.
already has it.
Yeah.
Even earlier.
Wow.
Wow. Roaches.
Oh, dropping.
Oh, Banelings loaded on it. They have been seen here by the vision of soO. Solar's going to try and move out and make things happen anyway. Love to see if that does pay off. Man, it's so hot.
You were so excited to cast on the mainstream.
Yeah. I hate you both now.
Oh, man. What did we do?
What did we do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We didn't even ask you to come.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been ostracized.
Dude, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah. It's okay. Woody's a dick. We get it.
My legs are sweating, guys.
Your legs are
That's-
sweating. So
I'm
you're
not
just gonna-
used to like.
So now you're just gonna.
These
rub,
are weeks. My
you're
arms
gonna
are
rub
heavy.
it in.
Before you know it, it's going to be vomit on my sweat already. And Baneling's in the mineral line, even worse. Oh, here we go.
Oh!
Wow. You can really notice you guys are from the same country.
Oh, there we go. 2 more
Okay.
go down.
See? Different region.
Different region.
Very. Couldn't really be further apart in the same country, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the south.
Come on.
Cornwall.
Yeah.
Does that even count as being in England still?
No.
Yeah. It's okay. Neither does
It's like
Newcastle.
practically North
No.
Sea. Like, what are you going to say?
I'm basically Scotland.
At least my cars still have tyres on them at the end of the day.
Well, that's if they don't.
Bailing drop on the other side, boys.
Oh! Similar effect, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, one less drone. Oh, another one, though. Okay, I'm not doing
I haven't got another O in me. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh
this is
my
stupid.
God, here we go, boys.
Come on, Loco, do the O.
Oh!
That was crap.
Dutch shows
See?
are so bad, he only killed 3 drones.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I think 11 may have died, mate.
No,
Oh, no,
3 more.
I'm joking.
Mate, don't get me. Oh, there we go.
Bailin drops finding the mark here. soO and soO are both very much getting towards.
Yeah, so we've done absolutely nothing and they're maxed out.
I literally just looked at the supply, expected it to be like 90 versus 90, and they're
Yeah,
maxed.
I've like screamed a couple of times and they're maxed out. I wish that's how it worked when I played ZvZ.
A couple of lurkers coming up, though. That's a massive.
Yeah, that is actually really huge for soO if he can get
Oh,
there, but
man,
he might
there
die
they
before.
are.
The corrosive bile number here is really good for soO, but the lurkers in the back.
Dude, they deal
Not
so
good
much
for the
damage.
moment. Yeah, they really do.
Reinforcements, the lurkers now burrowing at the top end of this fight. Will be able to push soO back.
Needed to as well, though. Like, soO has the army supply advantage, so absolutely needed those lurkers there. And it has worked out. soO is backing away, and it looks like soO will not respond with a hydrogen of his own. Instead, it looks like he's just going to try and bust this by maxing out on roaches again.
And Burrow now coming in. Also, we are getting those groove spines, muscular augments coming in for the hydralisks. Going to see a little bit of a transition here coming out of Solar. And what do you think of this, Loco? Do you think the Hydras are a good choice here, alongside the Lurkers and the Roaches?
Yeah, I think they're really good. I mean, ultimate late game composition, I think, for ZvZ is usually Hydra, Lurker, Viper. Kind of just sort of kills everything. Brute Roach just simply get abducted, and I think it's a good choice in general. But like, you gotta be careful that you don't transition out of Roaches too quickly, because there's still that moment where Ravagers can land their corrosive vials on all of the Lurkers on the ground, and it's actually surprisingly tricky. Like, it's this weird balance, right? You can't just switch full into Hydra production here.
I kind of wonder what so's plan is, though, right? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a hard map to just run around and outposition Solar on.
Wow. Great
That's
catch
kind of
right
what
there,
he's going
actually.
for, yeah. Really nice little find. Roaches and Roaches over here. Gonna be trading now, nothing too crazy. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty similar trade. Just means that Solar doesn't have to pull away mid-fight at the front, and so again, like, I don't really know what soO does, and Solar's going into Nidus, so it just feels like Solar's getting more and more options, and so's just like, I love Roaches!
These burrowed Roaches are going to be caught out. Overseer too quick. Another decent fight here. Bile's nearly hitting the mark. Those Overseers took a bit of a smash in there.
Waiting for that Nidus.
Yeah,
do
I'm
you reckon
curious
he-
where he's gonna send it.
Yeah,
Spire?
and I wonder what he's going to put in the Nidus as well, right? Like, is he going to send the Lurkers? Is it just
That'd be
three
cool.
Roaches?
I think it kind of needs the Lurkers right now to stay at home,
Defend,
right? I
yeah.
mean, you can use the Lurkers just to defend against all of these Roaches
And then you can
Ravagers.
send so much across the map very carefree, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you kind of free up a lot of Roach supply.
Oh!
Mappy, I'm sorry, but that was the worst moment to move away.
Yeah.
You know what? After 10 hours of observing today,
No bread for you.
I was going to say you can have this one off.
Oh, no. No bread for him.
See, in the north, we're nice.
No bread. No bread for you? Is that a saying?
He's from a weird place.
Yeah, like,
I mean, my English is not very good, but...
He's like, yeah.
mine neither.
Those that Nidus in the main base is working out quite nicely. As you're going to be seeing the Lurkers obviously really make it difficult to trade. The Overseer showing up, and that is a cleanup from soO, but took a while, lost his spawning pool, and yeah, I really like that. I mean, it just feels like the setup here from Solar is so well done. I think so's literally, is he just going to literally make meters? I mean, he can't make meters, right? That's Hydras. So what is the Spire for?
Chat saying we need to make Mapu put clothes on as a punishment.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Every time he makes an observing mistake, he has to put on another layer. It's like reverse strip poker.
And then by the end of the day, we don't have an observer.
Yeah, he's just melted.
Yeah.
Here we go, though. Lurker's trying to get something done.
Kills the entire Roach.
I like this little counter-attack, actually, from soO. Trying to go after the base here on the top side of the map. He's actually holding on as well here in the center. So I think what Solar really needs in order to get aggressive, the thing is, if you're trying to get aggressive with Lurkers and you don't have the speed upgrade, like their burrow improvement upgrade, it's super difficult to actually get something done. It's hard to use them offensively. They're really good defensively, but I kind of feel like you need that upgrade to properly use them on the aggressive.
Yeah, but then what does soO do offensively
Yeah,
as well,
that's
right?
that's what I'm curious about as well. He's not
If-
getting any upgrades right now. Is he at 2-2?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
I think
so, right?
both players are sticking at
+2.
+2.
Okay.
I mean, I'm intrigued by this Spire. I almost feel like so's going to go for a trade and boom, like 20 meters.
He soO has banked a huge amount. He's got the ability now.
Yeah, like if he kills enough Hydras off in a fight or so, there's a lot of possibility.
Armor upgrades now coming in for soO as well. More overseers. +3 starts up for Solar. Going to look to make something happen. And there we go, Loco. Your wish comes true.
Couple of those Vipers as well as the burrow speed. +3 as well, actually. So that's, I guess, the goal right now for Solar. I think you're right, though. Like, what's the win condition right now for soO, right? Maybe he's trying to blindside his opponent and just get in and then hopefully kill a whole bunch of stuff. But that's it's not a very reliable plan.
But I mean, the thing is as well, like, it's been an eternity as well for him to be able to do something, right? Like, he's had a lot of time to set up into lurkers of his own, in towards a hive of his own. And
he can't get in there.
I just feel like, yeah, I mean, what's this? Like, forces 2 lurkers back, takes like a
lot of
damage.
I love that Spore Crawler as well. You need the detection, obviously, in order to get anything done.
Yeah, this is tough.
I'm really surprised to see these players not starting, especially soO. I really was expecting him to try and trade like heavily soon and transition. Look at his bank, it's absolutely huge. Maybe his win condition right now is just to trade out armies and have more money. Finally throws down the Hydralisk then, 14:45 into the game.
It's like a very Korean-esque style to play as well, you know, just going headbutt with just pure Roach Ravager. And it kind of works, I guess. Maybe that's the plan, right? Just do a really good trade and then push across the map with like a much bigger army once again as well. It's just that lurkers trade so cost efficiently. I think Solar is picking up on it right now as well, just adding on more and more lurkers here. They will pretty much always trade well. Those Vipers are going to be very useful too. And yeah, you're not going to be able to break that. Like, it's just not going to happen. Now, even abducting a couple of these Ravagers, they're not cheap units.
Somehow only one goes down from the abduct.
And soO is going for the 15-minute spawning pool.
Yeah,
I guess he
lost it a while ago, and I think he just didn't realize.
You actually need it as well to make queens and spore crawlers and spines and stuff.
I mean, he's kind of like making something kind of happen here on the right, the left. The thing is, Solo's also doing a lot. soO's not building anything right now, by the way. Like, he's got so much money in the bank, he starts to groove spines.
And 14 more roaches.
I was kind of just like really hoping that he's just going to be like, boom, this was my plan. And it's
35 mutas just
actually,
pop.
yeah, like, I know it's like, I don't know, like, get a greatest fire or something? I don't know. I mean, he has so much money, you can still play for a while, but...
I don't think a Muta switch would really make any sense here either. There's already Vipers out, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like he's had so long to get the hydrogen up, and he's had so long to go.
He goes for his own lurker down. Now, he still does have that big bank advantage. He doesn't have a lot of workers anymore, but... You know, he's not actually in an awful spot, though. He's been mining a lot. These Nidus Worms haven't really achieved all... Like, I guess he killed some things in the main.
The first one or two were really good.
This is starting to cost quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, Soul hasn't achieved much at all with this in the last little while.
What's this dance?
This dance?
Whoa, whoa. Screw you in particular, Roach.
These two Roaches are dancing as the one in the middle kills his friend. There's some like a satanic ritual here. He's like, this is how he defeats the lurkers. He summons the Roach God.
Like whispered some sort of incantation, and then now the lurkers are moving across the map. How did that happen?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna bait you into my army. The move command is real.
There we go. That's exactly what's going on right now. The lurkers, though, tried to scramble back home, and I think there's more than enough right here.
Oh, so's gonna keep on going.
There we go. Blinding clouds forcing these roaches and the Hydras forward.
Oh, the lurker's just doing so much damage. I
Kill it.
completely cleaned this up.
Okay. Do you ever feel like for the last 10 minutes we were like, what on earth is soO gonna do? And then in the last minute and a half, soO also realized what on earth am I gonna do?
Yeah.
He had so much money and he just never spent it on anything worthwhile.
Like, I can see this working on like maybe like a map where, like any map that isn't just straight up. I don't know how to, like, it's like King's Cove is that map where you can just sit there on 5 bases, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you break someone who can just sit there?
Yeah. I feel like we've all made that mistake, right? Where you just run all your roaches into lurkers.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, lurkers do a lot of damage.
He just had a lot of time to fix it and like to do something else. And then I feel like for a moment it was like, okay, I'm going to max out again, I'm going to break.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh, he's maxed out too, I'll not.
I think that's what he was trying to do, but he never got the engagement, right?
Yeah. I mean, right, but then surely there's a time before that point later on where he's just like, yeah, I should have stopped by now.
But it's also rough, though. Like, what's the counter to lurkers? It's probably lurkers.
More lurkers, yeah.
Like Hive Tech, right? Get up to Viper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you have to basically go up to Hive Tech or your own
Which I think
lurkers.
he had loads of time to do, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it's very... Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't quite know what soO was thinking. Maybe he really thought he could break through and maybe thought he had a bit more of an advantage, but it didn't work out. Solo takes it to match point. Elimination match, by the way. one of our fantastic Zerg players here, will be eliminated in the top 8 position.
Do you know what the worst thing about that is? My prediction was wrong. And now
Yeah.
I don't get to sit in the cold studio.
I said 3-1 in favor of Solar.
You're...
Still on it, dude. You said 3-2 for soO, right?
Yeah,
You did.
we're now head-to-head.
I don't know. I feel like Loco
My-
maybe...
Both our predictions are pretty much straight on. Okay, you know, stop taking sides, I get it.
No, I
You
did-
were on my side as well originally, and now you're like, I think Loco's got this.
Yeah.
No, I feel like in the series Solar, he does seem a step ahead.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
playing
look at those
extremely well.
calves.
Oh, that's a hell of a tree.
Yeah. Cess comes walking by and Grant says, look at his calves.
Honestly.
Oh, I'm watching the tree.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Oh
watching
man,
the
I
tree as
missed
well.
out.
Yeah.
I thought he said those are some hella curves, and I'm like, man, I mean, that's not quite how I usually look at trees. But like, yeah, I guess it's a pretty nice tree.
That tree's all messed up. Mapu just destroying your tree dreams.
Yeah, it's
okay.
actually very funny. That tree's fallen down and then rotated 90 degrees.
It was windy.
Yeah. 12 pool from Solar.
Yay.
He's heard our cries for something that won't make us melt to death on the couch.
Yeah, he tried going for a cheeky build once before. It didn't really work out very well. Do you think this is going to be like the drone pool as well? Make the 3 drones? Move across the map or rather send like everything but 2 drones
I
and
feel
make 3
like-
spines?
I feel like Solar was someone who did that a lot more in the past, but
He
think it's
did
very
it
good.
yesterday on the B stream as well. I can't
Did he
remember who
yesterday?
against. Yeah, he pulled
Okay.
all of them except 3, made 3 spines, 4.
has he those
Everything looked
drones
good.
not paid?
So is this going to be a hatch first from soO? That's the real question. Nah, it's just going to be a 12 pool with a follow-up.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, I just feel it's like not a very... Who did he do it against on the B stream? Yeah.
Oh, put on the spot, man. Called out by
He's
Wardy.
just
I can't
thinking,
believe it.
He's not checking anything.
I'm definitely not checking anything.
Repay. It was either Lambo.
I feel like
Oh,
it was Lambo. That's the one that I've got in my head. I don't have a clue.
You don't have a clue?
No, I don't remember. That was like 2 days ago. No, wait. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Um,
Yeah. I just feels like that's such a like European thing that it's kind of out of the meta a bit now. And
Yeah.
I know we saw Laser doing it a little bit earlier today against Solar, but I think the typical 12 pool is the very like this way is a very Korean-esque way to play because it's like, hey, we're gonna go into a bit of a micro war. I'm gonna check you can micro. We're gonna see if I can micro, and I'm gonna try and take a bit of an advantage from this. As ooh, really nice pullbacks on those drones. Only 2
Well,
going down so
actually,
far,
it's-
but now 4, and there's still Lings fighting. Yeah, 5 workers is a lot to lose.
Yeah,
and
if
2
you
more
get like
Lings
1
showing
or
up.
2 more, that's a massive
Yeah,
lead.
I think this is
Wings are gonna
already
spawn
good
in
for
a sec.
Solar. He only needs like a moment on top of those drones, then he can get a couple more kills. Not gonna get it. Good recovery from soO.
I guess at this point it's mostly a trade, right? Like both
Yeah, I
players
think it's
pretty
pretty
even right here in the work account.
that
Hatchery
even-
comes up.
Both have a hatchery, yeah. Very, very few differences between the 2 of them. Solar will be first to start speed. soO has the gas. We'll see if he wants to commit into speed or not. And Solar might actually only go into like 17 or so workers, so like 3 or 4 more. And he might just make more and more Lings and go for that very aggressive Ling flood follow-up.
Speed does start up for soO as well as Solar, as you said. Both players going to go for that. Nice and quickly. And now we have 2.5 minutes to fill.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell us the story, Grant.
Oh, crap. What kind of story do you want?
What's your favorite story of this HomeStoryCup?
Of this HomeStoryCup?
He doesn't know he's been on the B stream all the time, don't
Yeah, I
you?
haven't done. I've just been in a cave.
Okay, tell us a story about the Zerglin that was born on the wrong side of the hatchery.
What?
Can you call yourself a caster?
No, not particularly.
There he is.
Well, that backfired.
What's been good so far? Casting with Snoop
best
was
off.
really, really funny. We had Bling and Take come in as well,
Oh, damn.
which was really funny. Bling and me go way, way back. We're both from Cornwall in the UK. So it was really good to see him.
I feel like we've discussed the UK so much today.
Good. Brexit means Brexit.
Yikes.
Yikes. Yikes.
Loads of Lings on the way up from Solar. So I mentioned he might only go into a few more workers. He actually only made 1 more. And now he's masked up Lings. He's going to attack, and so's Bane Nest isn't ready just yet. So he does have a Spine Thrower. Queens are well positioned. He's well set up to deal with this.
Oh, wow.
And if
Really
you-
good control
yeah.
actually there by soO. Making the best of this pretty tricky scenario. I didn't find out until a little bit too late.
Nice pullback on the
Question is, though,
drones
how
as
many
well.
drones are going to lose?
He hasn't lost any, right? Maybe 1 at most so far. The Queens are getting low, though. If they go down, obviously the
Dude.
main base ramp opens.
That
But, yeah.
defense was on point. So many Zerglings
Yeah.
are just to spawn defensively as well. He finished up Zergling speed himself. Considering he's got a much bigger economy, soO once again should be okay. And I think that this is like
Yeah.
a similar scenario as we saw in game number 2. He tried to go for a cheeky build. soO just simply is way too good defensively.
Yeah, well, I mean, perfect ball, perfect defense. soO's now up 9 workers. He has a Baneling nest, which soO doesn't. I mean, this is more than over.
Yeah, this is super good for soO right now.
So good.
So good.
And
Woo!
we're going to the ace match, boys.
Ah, crap.
Ankles.
We lost.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, we could still be like...
We could all lose.
I mean, if soO wins overall, I think Loco still wins, right? Like,
No.
Yeah.
yeah, I
agree.
think so.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you. We'll fan you.
what if
Map,
it's a
map
tie?
score doesn't count if it's the wrong way around, so...
Okay.
So,
What if it's a tie?
if it's a
How
tie,
do you get a Zerg for Zerg tie, actually? Is it possible?
you both kill the last Ling at the same time. I don't know.
No.
Is it possible
Maybe
to get a
meters?
tie in Zerg for Zerg?
Meters. Like, meters kill meter base train, then maybe like spore crawlers that you can't kill.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a good point.
That is a
Yes.
good point.
There's been a ZvZ tie before. We casted a ZvZ tie at HomeStoryCup 3 or 4 years ago. It was Mini Razor versus Hyun, and I'm going to find it.
All right.
I'm going to find it. It was Mini Razor versus Hyun, and we had 2 ties in the same series.
How long were you on the couch for?
About 10 minutes, because it was all 13-12s.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say this one. Awesome one.
No Mini Razor there.
No,
What
Mini-
happened to Mini Razor? What's he doing these days? Anyone know?
He wakes up at like 5 a.m. every day.
What?
I don't know, it's just a meme on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was this one. It was this one. The one where Firecake came second to MMA. Mini Razor. Hyun Mini Razor. 2-1.
Oh, yeah.
Draw on the
Wow.
first
Well,
man.
Central Protocol. That's
Yeah.
a map name I haven't heard in forever.
Yeah.
Central Protocol. So that was back in 2015. Home Story Cup 12. That was my first ever Home Story Cup, I think. Maybe my second.
Nice.
There you go. ZvZ ties can happen.
I'd be very surprised, though.
Yeah.
All right.
That was my best Rotty impression, by the way. Remembering a game no one else cared
Yeah.
about from like 5 years ago.
The thing about Roddy as well is that he remembers all the ladder games you've ever played against him.
Yeah.
And he plays for like 10 hours on his live stream, right? He's like, yeah, we played that one game on Newkirk Precinct. I'm like, what? You spawned in the top left, I spawned bottom right. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, yeah, I decided to go for the Twilight Council on Denderobo rather than the other way around. It's like, oh,
You
very
know,
curious.
I remember now. You know, I said there was like multiple draws. What it was is there was something like, because 13-12 was like super meta at the time. It was like we had like 7 13-12s in a best of 3 series because we had like the 4th map. So it was like 13-12 happened like, there was only like one time, one player went for something that wasn't 13-12. It was so dumb. Anyways, enough of me rambling on. Game 5. Should we do map intros again, player intros again? Just in case we forgot who's playing. No one else is
There
going
we
to
go. Mapu just typed no.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what, Mapu? I'm going to do it just to spite you now. In the bottom left.
Don't do it, Mapu. Good.
No!
Mapu, good.
Anyway,
GG.
It was
you
so-
won.
In the middle of the map is an overlord.
and it's Solas. That's
Oh,
an
there's a
intro.
dog.
It's a dog.
I
You
just
thought he was going to zoom in the overlook. You guys are getting wrecked by Mapu.
I know, Mapu is probably
Mapu's been doing this for ages.
We both have the same type of dog,
Yeah.
don't we, Wardy?
The thing is, though, eventually Mapu has to give up and actually show us what's going on in the game.
That cat. I want to get... Yeah,
That's not a cat.
It's the same.
I don't know. I wasn't looking. We have the same dog, don't we, Wardy?
Well, I mean, it's not exactly the same.
No, we don't share a dog. We have the same breed of dog.
Strangely.
Yeah, right.
That's a hell of a distance. Like, I have him on weekends.
We do both have a Shih Tzu, yes.
You can't say shit on this one. No, you can't.
Yeah, yes, you
We're
can. Some-
at Home Story Cup.
Yeah.
I'm glad, though, that on this map they decided to make the dogs not targetable. That's one
Yeah,
of the
me
first
too.
things I tested when I played it. Can you kill... Okay, I'm glad you can't.
I wish
Because
they'd
you know
have...
on other maps they can kill the critters.
Yeah,
AoE gets him? Oh my
Aw.
god, Mapu, why would you tell us that?
because the map literally loads up games versus the AI.
Just-
So you're
Just-
saying
just-
if you...
just
No,
to storm the dog.
Mapu, you're saying you can storm
Can
one of the
you,
dog?
can you manually detonate a Baneling on the dog?
Someone go and
What
ask
do we
Sue or
hire
Solo.
you for?
I'm going to go into Solo and ask
Someone
him to
called
try.
Peter. That's sad.
That'd be
You saw
someone
one
getting hit by a Helion.
Whoa.
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 Anyway.
Still having nightmares, huh?
And what game was that from? Can you recall?
What?
I am not Rottio. That's Rotti's Italian cousin.
I thought he was about to go Roddy Bond.
Rottio.
Radio.
It's a me, Rottio.
That was good.
Carapace upgrade from soO this time around, so it's again another kind of Ling heavy opener. A bit different to the melee. The Carapace has a lot of longevity because it also affects the roaches, so you can do a lot of Ling roach timings. You can sometimes play a Ling Ravager, where the Lings surround. With that surround, he then cross a bar dead center in the middle, and you can do very well from there.
Oh, I just read a comment on Twitch chat. Disruptors annihilate dogs. That's proper dog. Twitch chat, come on, boys.
Why do you guys know that apparently disruptors can kill the dogs on this map?
They're all loading up custom.
Someone actually tried, right? That's the thing. Like they tried all sources of damage and tried to figure out if you can kill the dogs on this map. That's just sad.
I have nothing to add.
Frank, your Z.
Ooh, melee upgrade from soO. I actually much prefer this for soO, right? He's going to have Carapace against melee, which is nice. It means his Ling's actually going to survive. It means the Ling's and the Bane, the Ling's kind of do the same thing, but his Roaches are going to have the Carapace as well. And I just much prefer this for soO. He is going to stack up Lings for that Carapace timing.
Yeah, it's a lot of Zerglings as well. This is the one build that didn't really work for Solar.
Solar's also stacking Lings. Solar's also stacking and hiding Lings right now.
Oh, he actually may know what's going on, though. He may have a bit of a glimpse of what's happening. This is probably one of those mind games, because this is unscoutable for all intents and purposes. There we go. The Zerglings do spawn. And this is a really good spot now for Solar as long as he manages to hold on.
And Solar's up +1 is going to be quite a lot quicker. It will then even out the upgrades until that
soO's
range.
one is much quicker.
No, I mean it's +1 weapons.
Yes.
It's going to be quicker. soO already has that armor, so that will even up that.
I just much prefer this for soO because I really feel like the fact he's already going into Roaches is going to put him into a really good spot. Like, a really good spot.
How good a spot?
Like, really good.
Like, under the AC in the B studio.
I'm actually really quite impressed, though, that soO decided to go back to droning immediately. Like, it's super tempting once you commit to an upgrade like that to just continuously rally in Zerglings. And he looked at it, he's like, you know what, you've been prepared, you probably kind of know what's going on. It's a rough spot to be in, and he decided to just go back. That's really cool. Anyways, now we have Solar going with a counterattack. This is weird as well, because we never saw this. We never saw them actually trade armies, so there's like an awful lot of army for this point in the game.
Yeah, here we go.
Nah, that's not going to happen.
Out. Yeah, this is way too
also
good
giving the respect right there, though.
Yeah.
So +1 melee is finishing up right now versus +1 Carapace that essentially cancels each other's out.
Flank there from Solar, managing to trade pretty well in this Ling v Ling fight. Solar has just so many Lings. If he can pick all of these off, he's going to be able to get the wraparound on the Roaches pretty well without that Ling support from soO.
He's trying to get the pin right there on these units. The Baneling zoning away as well. Oh, Solar trying so hard.
+1 melee is done now as well, so those Banes will still one-shot once again now that, because before Carapace was done, soO was a little bit safer. That Roach number, man, 40 drones and soO is not stopping building Roaches. Kind of feels like he wants to just go. +1 is finished. Roach speed is finishing too. I mean, if soO wants to push across the map, now would be a decent time to do so. He drops a Bane nest, so like a Roach Bane all in, I think it could work really well here.
I agree with you there, Wardy. Lots and lots of Lings here. The Roaches still have to be a little bit careful. This is so many Lings. If the wraparound happens, this base hasn't got a chance.
Yeah.
He does still have a lot of Banelings right here on the bottom. He's going to try and run them from the back. That is so much coming up. That is a massive amount of damage, though, all kidding aside. But is it enough?
No, it really, really isn't. As so's going to keep holding on. The Banes are all gone. The Lings are going down.
Wow.